Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
15 PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. Seth Rogen's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem had another trailer. So this is actually like a more of a story, like a real trailer, not just like a little teaser. I still don't like this.
I hate it.
I'm still shocked that people think these are teenagers. My nephew is 10. He acts like this. He's 10. He acts exactly like this, but he's 10. I have an older nephew who's getting closer to being a teenager. You know, he's going to be like 13, 14 years old. He's not like this. Kids hit a point where they realize, oh my goodness, acting like this is cringy, and all my friends laugh at me now because if you run into school acting like a weirdo kid who does weird things, everyone's looking at you like, what the hell's wrong with you? You mature a little bit. These turtles, there's times where there's a scene where like they kick in the door and they're all standing there and they're all like standing like in their perspective, like, you know, Leonardo on the front and everything. It looks cool. That was a cool shot. This Spider-Verse animation,
it's not doing any favors.
Sometimes I get why Spider-Verse is choppy because it's supposed to be like a comic book. So there's skipped frames, but we're starting to see it too much. And it's like,
Yeah.
Splinter, I love Jackie Chan. I absolutely love him to death. I used to see Jackie Chan movies when they come out in theaters when I was a kid. I Rumble in the Bronx saw for my birthday. I love those films.
Rumble in the Bronx.
I demanded to see this movie for my birthday. I love Jackie Chan.
Not his best. Not his best.
No, why is Splinter constantly being portrayed as a big fat lazy bum?
Yeah, that's been the trend now. Like, he's not cool. Like, he's not like, oh, he's the super cool bad.
He's an old man, but you know, I bet you he can whoop some ass. No, he's got a big fat idiot, like in Rise, where he just sits and watches
TV
all day and drinks soda, and he's just a big fat idiot. Why do they do that? Why you do that?
I know, right?
They just put him down, I guess, for some. Oh, because he's just he's like the parent, so he isn't cool, he isn't hip.
Yeah. No, I like the 2012 Ninja Turtles. That's the best Turtles. And the original 80s is because it's campy and it's stupid, but it's fun. But that version of the Turtles is the absolute best version of the Turtles, hands down. It had the most heart. Even the 3D Nickelodeon one, I think, is a solid number 2.
Yes, I would give that one, because that one actually was kind of cool. The fact that it went through all the comic book storylines. But yes, the 2012 was
that one, because guess what? In all those versions, Splinter was a badass. There's a part in the storyline where they go to that galactic tournament and they're like, Splinter, you actually won this when you were younger? He's like, yeah, I totally won that. They're like, oh shit, Splinter's such a badass. And then everyone gets mixed up randomly. Like Yojimbo was in it. So he was in it too. That's pretty cool. But Michelangelo got matched up against Master Splinter. And he turns around and he's like, well, is this the part where you just beat the crap out of me? He's like, I'm trying to fight you. He's like, there's no way I can beat you, Master. You're just more powerful than me. Then he goes to Michelangelo's like, this tournament's for my sons, not for me. Then he just gets on his knees and he's like, you have to deliver a blow. You have to attack your opponent. So he just gets his nunchuck and just lays it on him. I'm like, that's Turtles. And then I like how they're talking, well, Master Splinter, you could have easily won this tournament again. He's like, yeah, but I want my sons to compete.
Another cool moment I loved about the 2012 Turtles was when the Triceratons captured Donatello, and they're like, okay, we're gonna go into his mind to find out where this device is, whatever. And then he's literally like trying to fight it, and then finally he does like the meditation, the Genjutsu, and then it's funny because it's about to show where it is, and then it just turns to like a pond and a river, and I'm like. They're like, what the heck is this? And it's literally just...
Ninja. That's the problem with Rise. They got away from anything ninja and just went to galactic superheroes.
Yes.
With superpowers where Michelangelo's lifting a whole entire cruise liner. Okay. That's a tall order for a turtle. Yeah. So that's the Turtles I grew up with and the Turtles that I love. Yes, I know there's a million different versions, but this is another version where this actually might make Rise look better.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was even possible. There's a line of dialogue. If we weren't like monsters shunned by society, pump your brakes there, my man. Who taught them that? Did Master Splinter teach them that? My boys, you're all freaking monsters. Could you
And,
could you imagine to see Master Splinter? Like they're like, we want to go topside, Splinter. We're ready. My sons, you're not ready. The world won't understand you. I know you, so I know my sons. You're righteous. You're courageous. You're heroes. But when your time comes, you'll be able to protect these people, even if they may look at you and think the most horrible things about you. You fight for them because they are the innocent, and you have the powers and the skills to do something about it.
Right, or even...
Oh no, you're monsters.
Or even
I would say that. I mean,
Effing freaks.
To put that in the brain is just insane for them to even think
So where did
that.
they get that from?
I don't know. And also, or the classic one from the movie where they're like, no, we attack from the shadow. We live in the shadow.
Because they're ninjas.
Yes.
They're effing ninjas.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of parts where people think are really funny, and they're just not. Some of the comedy doesn't really work because it's like a little kid comedy. Like there's not in this trailer, but another one where like he throws his sign and he like stabs Donatello, and they're like, oh, everyone's screaming. That's when I go, because I have to deal with screaming little guys, my nephews. But again, they're 8 and 10, so it's okay for them to run around in a circle and be idiots and be knuckleheads. These are teenagers. So they're at least 13. There's nothing in my mind says there's no way they're older than 13. There is no way. If they're supposed to be like 16, 15. 17, oh my God.
There's a problem.
There's a huge problem. We find out, I guess the main bad guy is Baxter Stockman. I will not call him Superfly. That is so effing stupid. Because, listen to this, okay. Superfly, 70s reference. It's like 50 years ago.
Yep.
Isn't that
What
crazy?
kid is going to be like, oh yeah, Superfly, that's a thing. Like, Seth Rogen, I know you're old as F, but I didn't think you're that old. And so Superfly is like, it sounds like Ice Cube. Is it Ice Cube? It sounds like him.
I don't know.
But he's just like a gangster rapper guy. I thought Baxter Stockman was a scientist.
He was.
No, but is this the twist? Oh, you think he's like this stud guy, but he's actually super smart.
Man.
Is that the twist?
Could be.
And I'm shocked that he's the main bad guy.
Yeah, it seems like he's the main bad guy.
Like, not Shredder, which, granted, I know you don't always
Shredder shows up at the end, and then he'll be part 2.
2, right. But...
when I think of Turtles, Baxter Stockman's like a third-rate villain to me. He's there, but he's always working with Shredder, working with someone else.
Very close from that C tier to B tier.
I want the Mousers. I always thought those machines looked cool because they were very round. They were the little biter guys that just climb out of the ground.
I didn't see him though.
I didn't see them, but we see that he has like a gang of other like freak mutants, and they're like really freaky looking. Like the turtles look like Adonises compared to these look like literal, actual like gutter people. And they're like, oh yeah, the humans have to go. So is this going to be like a racist thing?
Yeah, it might be.
Like, oh, they don't like mutants because they don't like black people. Is that?
I know, right?
Is that the message?
I hope not.
I don't know. Only one can tell what's inside.
Going back to the whole like, if we weren't monsters and shunned by society. Oh, what do you guys want to do? Oh, I want to go to high school. No, you don't.
Yeah.
I want to have a girlfriend. Well, first of all, Donnie, you would have to find someone who's like reptilian or amphibian or.
That's weird.
It's so weird because they make it to where like they all have like a crush on April, but here's the thing. I guess because they're mutants and they think she's a mutant.
No.
They did April so dirty because Lisa in Rise, she was cute. They made her younger, but she was a cute girl. Didn't like her personality or anything, but her design was cute. This April is some rough around the edges. This is a rough April.
Yeah.
And how did they even meet her? Like it's weird in Rise, like they make it to where like they just always known each other.
Yeah, like they were always friends.
Yeah, like they just knew each other forever, which is super weird. But I don't know. Like they show some action, but again, it's that choppy Spider-Verse animation. When in Spider-Verse, like whenever things happen, there's lots of colors and there's popping because it's supposed to be like a comic book come to life. What's the excuse in this?
There is none.
There's like so it's just it's choppy. It has its own thing. The one-liners, like April's like, oh, no one knows what this guy looks like because he kills everyone who sees him. Like, oh, that's so cool. Like, that's something Michelangelo might say, then everyone looks like my kid, like, really, he kills people? It's still kind of cool. But, like, no, all the turtles think it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
When everyone's nobody's Michelangelo.
Yep.
And, of course, then they have, like, Leonardo's, like, the wet blanket, and he's like, oh, we went to get pizza. And then like, oh, you ratted us out. Then Splinter's like, oh, don't use that word. Like, is that like the N word? Is that
I know, right? It's so stupid.
And he's I know he's gonna be a badass, but why do you have to depict him with a big old giant like 10-inch thick glasses and
he's got the big old ears? And,
he's freaking ugly.
I know, right?
He's the monster.
You're the monster, Splinter, not us. You damn freak. I don't know.
It's not something I'm gonna bring.
I think I hated on Rise, and I gave it 5 episodes, and I could never get into it. But this movie, I don't know how long it is, but it looks like Baxter Stockman's the main bad guy, and I don't know if he's strong enough to be a main bad guy. Like, I don't know. Do you even bring up Krang or the Triceratons, or do you bring up any of that stuff?
Even if you get a chance, you do Shredder, and then you end it there.
Or you see someone that sees a newspaper and he's like, these turtle ninjas, whatever, because the whole point of the movie is Donald's like, oh, if we stop Superfly, everyone will think we're heroes and they'll love us, and they'll be thinking maybe something like that does kind of happen that way. And then you see Shredder like cut across the paper and like, oh cool, Shredder's gonna be the next one. That's all I want to see. I don't want to see it.
The last 5 minutes.
The last like 5 seconds of the movie. But maybe in the next movie there's a time skip and they're like 16, 17 and they look back at when they were kids thinking, oh my God, we were idiots.
If they ever get a sequel.
No. It's just, I don't know. It's just, these are 10-year-olds. This should have been the preteen Mutant Ninja Turtles. The tween-age Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We're so far off from what it originally was. Isn't that something?
When the original 80s ones are more serious than these guys, that's a little weird. Because they were straight up goofball idiots in the 80s.
If you had to put them to face each other, the 80s ones would win. Hands down.
Like in a fight?
In a fight, yeah.
I don't know. Seth Rogen, I think it was the wrong choice. Oh, the perpetual teenager who always drinks and is high all the time.
The protect, gosh.
No, thank you.